So there I was, on New Year's Eve at the stroke of midnight, ready for that iconic kiss. But instead of locking lips with my sweetheart, I ended up smooching a rather hairy bloke named Bob. That's when I knew I needed a new place to celebrate. Now, we've all had our fair share of New Year's Eve blunders, haven't we? Whether it's a dodgy countdown clock or a disastrously misplaced mistletoe, there's something about the final night of the year that just invites a comedy of errors. But isn't that part of the charm? The universal appeal of New Year's Eve is in the excitement, the anticipation, the promise of a fresh start, and the potential for hilarity when things don't go quite to plan. But fear not. This year, we're going to help you find the perfect spot to ring in the new year, with no unexpected bobs in sight. So, if you want to avoid a midnight mishap like mine, stick around. We're counting down the best spots around the world to ring in the new year, and I promise no bobs included. Coming in at number 5, we've got Sydney, Australia, where the fireworks are so grand, even the kangaroos stop to watch. Now, Sydney's New Year's Eve bash is nothing short of a spectacle. Imagine a shower of light cascading over the iconic harbour, painting the night sky with colours so vibrant, it'll knock your socks off. And the best part, thanks to the upside-down time zone, you'll be one of the first people on Earth to welcome the new year. Talk about a head start. But don't get too carried away, because the wildlife here isn't just limited to the party animals on the dance floor. You might just spot a koala up a eucalyptus tree, having a gander at the festivities. Sydney offers a New Year's Eve experience that's as unique as a platypus playing a didgeridoo. So if you fancy celebrating New Year's Eve twice in a row, hop on a plane to Sydney. Just remember, the kangaroos don't appreciate sharing their drinks. At number 4, we've got Rio de Janeiro, because who doesn't want to shimmy into the new year, right? Now here's a place that knows how to throw a party. Just imagine it, sand between your toes as you dance to the rhythm of samba, under a sky lit up by a kaleidoscope of fireworks. That's Rio de Janeiro on New Year's Eve for you. You see, in Rio, they don't believe in winter coats or snow boots. No, they're more about bikinis, board shorts, and a whole lot of body glitter. It's summer down here when the clock strikes 12, and the locals, they're dressed for it. And the dancing, oh, the dancing. No stiff upper lips here, mate. It's all hips and shoulders, a bit like trying to wriggle out of a tight jumper, but much more graceful. So if you can samba better than you can sing Auld Lang Syne, Rio's got your New Year's Eve sorted. Sliding into number 3, we've got Edinburgh, Scotland, where the New Year's party lasts for days, and so does the hangover. Here's the lowdown. They call their New Year's celebration Hogmanay, a word so Scottish even the Loch Ness Monster has trouble pronouncing it. And brace yourself, because this isn't just a one-night affair. Oh no, it's a 3-day extravaganza. Imagine a citywide party where the whiskey flows like water, the people are as warm as their kilts, and the fireworks would make Guy Fawkes jealous. You've got torchlight processions that could double as a Game of Thrones audition, street parties that make Mardi Gras seem like a quiet night in, and live music that'll have you dancing quicker than you can say haggis. But let's not forget the accents. You'll need a wee bit of patience and a translator app to understand the local lingo. So, if your New Year's resolution is to party more, Edinburgh's got you covered. Just don't forget your tartan. Just missing the top spot, we've got New York, USA, where the ball drop is almost as famous as the city's pizza. Now, let's have a chinwag about the iconic Times Square New Year's Eve bash. It's a right royal knees up with celebrity performances that sparkle brighter than the Queen's crown jewels. And the famous ball drop? It's like the city's very own midnight Cinderella moment, only without the pumpkin carriage and the glass slippers. Now the crowd size is enough to make a London Underground operator break into a cold sweat. It's like all the inhabitants of a small country decided to have a street party. But hey, it's New York, where the energy never sleeps, let alone takes a nap. So if you want a New Year's Eve that's as loud and bright as a Broadway show, head to the Big Apple. Just remember to leave room for pizza. And the number 1 spot for the best New Year's Eve celebration? Drumroll please, it's your living room. Yes, you heard it right, folks. That cozy, familiar space where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean the endless snacking, the failed attempts at the countdown, and the classic tradition of making resolutions that last as long as your leftover turkey. You see, there's something comforting about celebrating the new year in your own space. No need to brave the cold, the crowds, or the dodgy kebabs on the way home. Just you, your loved ones, and the telly. And let's not forget the inevitable annual game of charades. where Uncle Bob always ends up acting out something wildly inappropriate, and your nan pretends she can't see it. And speaking of traditions, how about those New Year's resolutions? Every year, we promise ourselves that this will be the year we get fit, learn a new language, or finally figure out how to fold a fitted sheet. But let's be honest, by the second week of January, we're back to eating crisps on the sofa and wondering why our jeans are feeling a bit snug. But don't despair, dear friends, because despite the failed resolutions and the inevitable hangover, there's something truly special about ringing in the new year in your own living room. The comfort of being surrounded by family, the joy of old traditions, and the warmth of a familiar space. It's a time to reflect, to celebrate, and to look forward to the year ahead. So whether you're in Sydney or Scotland, Rio or New York, remember that the best New Year's Eve is spent with those you love. And if all else fails, there's always Bob.